Okay, that's right, everybody. There is an audio recording. Listen, Donald John Trump is the only one who can pull this off, because every other president in U.S. history has taken documents and then just like returned them later and had no legal repercussion. Because the only way you can have legal repercussion for this shit is if you get caught being like, yes, I stole documents I was not supposed to have legally. I am doing illegal actions. Here, look at these illegal to look at documents. And somehow Donald Trump keeps doing this shit. With his lawsuit that New York has filed against him, that's exactly how they were able to up it to a felony, is that they have a audio recording of him being like, yes, this is illegal, the payment we are making. Wait until after the election, because that's what's important, is the election and why we're making this payment. And it's like, bro, you just have to not talk about it. Anyways, there's audio recordings of him discussing the illegal documents. This is so fucking good.
This morning, ABC News confirming federal prosecutors are in possession of an audio recording from nearly 2 years ago, where former President Trump appears to acknowledge having classified documents. ABC News has not obtained the recording, but sources say Trump references a document which he claimed was about a potential attack on Iran.
This is so much closer to his like natural skin tone than like all the bronzer he always has on. Dude, they did him so dirty with this pic. Holy shit.
While indicating he was aware of the legal concerns surrounding the possession of the secret document. The audio was recorded in the summer of 2021, more than a year before FBI agents searched Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort, seizing more than 100 classified documents after Trump's team failed to comply with a subpoena. The recording also reportedly includes Trump saying he was not sure if he could declassify records after leaving the White House.
I took the documents I'm allowed to.
Trump has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing as the special counsel.
Yeah, he did say that just thinking about declassifying documents makes them declassified, which is so fucking funny. I love how he has wrinkles pointing towards his lips, because he always does the like duck lips face where he's like, he's got wrinkles from it. But look at all the bronzer on him, dude. It's so fucking wild.
Council investigated whether he violated the law or put national security at risk. Trump has insisted the recovered documents were automatically declassified.
Did you ever show those classified documents to anyone?
Not really. I would have the right to. By the way, they were declassified after. Not that I can think of.
This is all coming as Trump's feud with Florida Governor Ron Desantis intensifies.
Mr. Trump, what's your response to Ron DeSantis calling you out by name?
Yesterday, both Republican presidential candidates were in Iowa, where Trump called DeSantis a very disloyal person during a radio interview. DeSantis is trailing Trump in the polls by double digits, but he's telling voters that Trump is unable to win another general election.
The tired dogmas of the past are inadequate for a vibrant future. We have to look forward. We can't look backwards. We must have the courage to lead.
Oh my God, this guy is so bad, dude. This guy is not going to beat Donald Trump in the primary. The only way this guy wins in the primary for Republicans is if Donald Trump somehow gets arrested and can't run anymore, which will not happen, by the way. It will not happen. He's never going to beat Donald Trump. Donald Trump is way too good at this guy's a fucking nerd that no one likes. Donald Trump is so good at speaking to a crowd, and he knows exactly what to say. Like, he'll say some he could end Ron DeSantis's run by being like, Ron DeSantis, he says he kept Florida open, which I said was a great thing. You know, I put the vaccine out there for anybody who wanted. I didn't like the mandates. I told him no on the mandates. But Ron, he's against the vaccine. He lied about it. He took the vaccine. I gave him the vaccine. He could do whatever he wants, but I don't think he should lie about it. It's like, yeah, okay, and then he's gonna cook him. I could take DeSantis out with one cum video, Lamau. He just he throws a couple shots at Trump, but nothing. Look, because Trump will cook him. Traitors are naturally drawn to traitor Trump. Yeah. Trump knows his base very well and can handle like talking to them. Trump has done monstrous things for decades and decades and decades and is still somehow able to talk his way into the limelight in any situation. That's not going to change just because it's a presidential run. And we know that because we've seen it. Right? We've seen it.
And we must have the strength to win.
Meanwhile, the Republican field to take on Trump is getting more crowded. Former Vice President Mike Pence and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie are both expected to announce their candidacies next week.
Oh my God, these are the worst. These are the worst, most pathetic people that are trying to run for president against Donald Trump. They're all pathetic. Don't get me wrong, but it's like they need to put somebody very strong up against Donald Trump, but they have like a half a dozen losers. It's like, come on, dude. It's fucking crazy. When you got a primary where Chris Christie's the most presidential of them all, it's just what the fuck? Exactly. It's fucking crazy, dude. If this guy's the most reasonable candidate, you're out of your fucking mind. I'm losing it. I'm gonna roll a joint and smile watching the world burn. That sounds like a good plan.
Reacting to that audio recording, Trump's lawyers call it part of what they called a political persecution.
A political persecution. I love that. They're like, it's an attack. I will not comment on what is said in the recording. It's just an attack. Okay, here's a new video from today. CNN talking, Trump responds to CNN reporting about him knowing about the classified documents.
Former President Trump claiming he knows nothing about a 2021 meeting federal prosecutors have on tape. CNN reports that Trump acknowledged in the meeting at his New Jersey golf club he still has a classified Pentagon document about a potential attack plan on Iran. This was his denial last night on Fox.
No, I don't know anything about it. All I know is this: everything I did was right. We have the Presidential Records Act, which I abided by 100%. It's a continuation of the greatest witch hunt of all time. It's a hoax. And it has to do more than anything else with trying to interfere with the election.
For more on the meeting and the federal investigation, let's turn to CNN's Paula Reed in Washington.
Former President Donald Trump campaigning in Iowa, refusing to take questions on the bombshell revelation he was recorded discussing classified information.
Mr. President, why did you take classified documents concerning General...
But continued to claim...
Yeah, he's taking that from Richard Nixon, which is fucking wild. But also, all the Republicans that are having trouble legally are taking it. Like, Santos... George Santos was like, it's a witch hunt. They're just witch hunting me. It's like, this is fucking wild, dude. You guys gotta stop the witch hunt thing.
Claim he's a victim of federal investigators.
I'm a victim of it. They've come after me. They've come after me on many things.
This after CNN's exclusive.
He's so fucking good, dude. He walks out on stage with a big ass Make America Great Again hat. He's just holding up the other hat like, you know this hat is sick. He's gonna He's gonna throw it to somebody?
Reporting that prosecutors now have an audio recording of Trump talking about a classified plan to invade Iran while he was at his Bedminster golf club months after he left the White House. Among those attending the meeting, several Trump aides and 2 people working on an autobiography for former White House chief.
It's too much. People aren't going to bite anymore. The problem is people are already biting. Like, people are already believing it. People are already doing it. He polls way better than Joe Biden. He continues to poll better than Joe Biden. He keeps going out campaigning. Everybody's getting these great sound bites of Trump saying all sorts of shit that his voter base agrees with. Things that are agreeable to center-right people. They're already taking the bait. It's because they want to believe it. It's not necessarily because he's good at what he's doing, which he is, by the way, but it's a combination of him being good at what he's doing and Joe Biden being insanely bad. His approval rating just falls and falls and falls and keeps falling. It's fallen ever since he got into office because he does nothing. His own voter base doesn't even like him.
Staff Mark Meadows. None of them had security clearances. During this time, Trump had aides record his conversation with journalists and writers.
They become automatically declassified when I took them.
Trump, under investigation for his handling of national security secrets, has previously insisted that he declassified any sensitive material in his possession.
If you're the president of the United States, you can declassify just by saying it's declassified, even by thinking about it.
But
that's so fucking sick. Yeah, if I mentally say that it's declassified, you should know that it is declassified legally.
And on this recording, Trump claims to still be in possession of a Pentagon document, suggests he would like to share it, and then acknowledges the limits of his ability to
Well, see, yeah, and that's the thing is that, like, even if this recording proves that he did what he did, absolutely no jail time, and does it even deter him from running for president anyways? At the end of the day, the loud core that wants him to be president again so badly will believe anything he says about the documents. So he's going to say, they lied. They said whatever they could to get people the media told them that they should indict me on these charges. It's like he'll say fucking whatever he can to get people to believe him and to believe that he is a victim in this, which is going to make him look better to his core. I don't know if that's going to help him overall, but he's going to look better to his core audience if that does happen, and he still can run. The best we can hope for, these court cases might damage him in the generals alongside the primary circus. Yeah, we could hope for that. And that is what I hope for, because that's unfortunately what needs to happen is like for these things to move a little quicker so that it can damage him in the election circuit, because Joe Biden is doing nothing to help his approval ratings. Still, he's doing nothing.
declassify it. All of this undercutting
True.
his own defense. Asked if he had ever shared any information at CNN's town hall.
Not really. I would have the right to. By the way, they were
do you mean, not
declassified after.
really?
Not that I can think of. Let me just.
This was
tell
such
you,
a disaster. This whole town hall was such a disaster. He cooked her so hard. He was like on the top of his game the whole time. It was such a disaster.
Absolute right to do whatever I want with them.
The summer 2021 recording comes out of Trump's New Jersey golf club. It's now the second confirmed state where he has had classified information after the FBI walked out of his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida with boxes of top secret documents. The Trump campaign saying the DOJ's continued interference in the presidential election is shameful, and this meritless investigation should cease wasting the American taxpayers' money on Democrat political objectives.
When we searched Bedminster, there were
They made so many concessions. It might as well have been Newsmax town hall or CNN studios. It's so true. And I did want to watch some clips from the Fox News town hall because I heard that happened, but I couldn't find like the full town hall, which sucks because I do want to see that. But it basically was. And if you didn't know, the reporter that was doing the whatever the fuck it's called, the reporter that was there with him, she used to work for Tucker Carlson. And I don't think that she was purposefully being bad at what she was supposed to be doing, but she was ill prepared at best.
no classified documents or marked documents there.
Former Trump lawyer Tim Parlatore, who left Trump's legal team in recent weeks, says the classification status of the document Trump...
It's so easy. It's true. She didn't grill him. And it's so easy because they have all the information they need to grill him on everything. Yeah, the classified document thing was the best thing that she did. Everything else, she just let him just lie about whatever and just let it go.
Trump is heard talking about is irrelevant based on the laws that are cited in the search warrant that was executed in summer 2022.
Really, what DOJ is investigating is willful retention of national defense information. Whether it's classified or declassified is not an element of that offense.
Former President Trump's lawyers have asked for a meeting with Attorney General Merrick Garland to express their concerns about the special
This eye contact is uncomfortable.
One of Trump's attorneys tells CNN there have been some communications between DOJ and the Trump legal team about the possibility of this meeting, but the fact that there is this recording in the hands of investigators.
Is anybody else getting this right now? I'm feeling like uncomfortable with this. Can you take a step back or something? She said, so true, Sierra. Oh my God, what the hell?
Undercuts their key concern, which is an allegation that this is just a politically motivated investigation. But if they do get this meeting with the Attorney General or some other Justice Department official, they will clearly have much to discuss. Paula Reed, CNN, Washington.
The GOP field of candidates is growing, and it's about to get even bigger.
Who are these people? Who are these people?
CNN's Jeff Zeleny live in Des Moines, Iowa this morning. Jeff, former President Trump was campaigning in Iowa yesterday and talked about his competitors. How does he see the field?
Hey, good morning, Rahel. The field is getting bigger, and next week alone, 3 Republican candidates are set to join the race. In fact, there are so many alternatives to Donald Trump, it is benefiting one person of all, and that's the former president, which is exactly what he's counting on.
So far, Donald Trump is getting most everything he wanted from the Republican presidential campaign.
There's no way I can lose Iowa. Let's see what happens. I don't think so. We'd have to do some really bad things to lose at this point.
Including a list of rivals that's growing by the week, with the anyone but Trump lane of the race becoming remarkably crowded.
I think it's advantageous to Trump. I don't like that.
Julie Marley is a loyal Republican who came to see Florida Governor Ron Desantis the other night and is sizing up several contenders. But she offered pointed words of advice for those entering the race.
Stay for a while, see what happens, but then don't stay too long, because we need to beat the Democrats.
As summer approaches,
oh my
the
God.
Republican field is starting to
These people are
burst at the
so
seams,
fucking
with
lost.
Vice President Mike Pence and former New Jersey Governor
So
Chris
lost.
Christie set to jump in next week, joining former Governor Nikki Haley and Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, and entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, who are already in the race. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum is also poised to announce next week, and New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu promises a decision soon, and Virginia Governor
Death
Glenn
by
Youngkin is
Sununu.
not ruling out a run later this year, if some contenders flame out.
Well, if that many candidates stay in the race, that benefits Trump. Trump will win by the power division. And that's why we'll see if we learned our lesson well.
Bob Vanderplatz, an influential evangelical leader in Iowa, said the party should not repeat the mistakes of 2016, when Trump claimed the nomination with a divided Republican electorate, rather than facing a head-to-head match with one strong opponent.
So my concern is, how many get in? It's when do they get out? And when do they give America a clear choice between
We'll forget about them within months
and an alternative?
Yeah, I've already forgotten about. I don't even know any of those people. The only one I know is Ron DeSantis. He's the only one who's gotten any press. I mean, Ron DeSantis, Mike Pence, and Chris Christie. Those are the 3 that I know, because those are people who have gotten press before. I don't know the fucking governor of North Dakota. Yeah, we're gonna make a president the governor of North Dakota. It's silly.
Is banking on and basking in as he shook hands and took questions at a series of small events in Iowa.
They're coping what it is they're coping. They're like, oh, you know what? Donald Trump's presidency was so disastrous that nobody will actually vote for him, right? So I've got a shot. And it's like, come on, dude.
Fixated on one rival above all.
Ron, as I call him, Ron DeSanctimonious.
The former president seized upon
Ron DeSanctimonious. I like it best when he calls him Rob. That just seems so fucking disrespectful to me.
argument Desantis made to voters here this week.
We could bring back George Washington. I don't know that he would be able to get it done in just 4 years.
And sought to mock the Florida governor's pitch that he's eligible for 2 terms, not simply one more like Trump.
You don't need 8 years, you need 6 months. We can turn this thing around so quickly. Who the hell wants to wait 8 years? You don't need 8 years.
And in New Hampshire Thursday, DeSantis hitting back at Trump.
Why didn't he do it his first 4 years?
As the campaign intensifies, signs are emerging that it's far too early to presume it's a two-man contest, as candidates begin blanketing the state that begins the Republican nomination battle early next year. Lori Hartson also believes the field is cluttered. In her mind, it's already a one-man race.
This lady, this lady yells at kids who are like too loud outside of her house or something. Like some kids like playing basketball on the street or something. You know that she comes out and yells at people skateboarding by her house.
President Trump already made America great. Now we need him back to fix it.
She drove 4 hours to catch a glimpse of the former president outside
4 hours?
Iowa stops.
Do you think that others should step aside and let him run and focus on President Biden? Or do you think a competitive Republican primary is fine?
I wish they would step aside, but they won't. And I don't know if it's ego. They won't. And more keep coming in. It's like, come on, Mike Pence. Really, Mike? Give it up.
She's right about that one. Yeah, she's right about that one. Come on, Mike, give it up. I can't disagree with her. I mean, she's clearly a ghoul and a horrible person. There's no shot that she's like a kind-hearted person, but she's right. Really, Mike, give it up.
So that sentiment, of course, is expressing the...
Wait a minute. Sierra Shares says, oh my God, last week I got yelled at by an old lady for saying hi to a squirrel like 12 feet from her house. What the fuck? Why? What the hell? The music is loud and foul, and one of the baristas said the F word. Oh my God. Ghost by proxy, working coffee shop customer support. That's fucking crazy.
Challenges facing former Vice President Mike Pence as he announces his bid
True,
in Iowa next week. But there are also many Republicans we've spoken to who welcome his true conservative views, and he also is reaching out to evangelical voters here, of course, very important to this core. So Rahel, virtually all of the candidates back in Iowa this weekend, with the exception of Donald Trump. They have an event at the Iowa State Fairgrounds. So Republican voters have many options to choose, and that is specifically what worries some of the voters who are looking to turn the page.
Well, Jeff, it's interesting because you say in your piece, it may be too early to say it's a two-man race. Walk us through some of these other candidates, because I think there is this question about, do any of the other candidates have a real shot other than Trump and DeSantis?
Sure, that's what the campaign...
My prediction is, and keep in mind, I'm just an uneducated loser, okay? Here's my prediction. I think that the media will pick up one more of the candidates to be like a moderate Republican, to be the moderate Republican, possibly Chris Christie, because it's not going to be fucking Mike Pence, because that guy's a fucking ghoul. But both Ron DeSantis is doing fucking crazy shit that people don't like. Donald Trump, if you're trying to appeal to Republicans who don't like Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis is the opposite person that you want. So they're going to pick somebody who's a little bit more moderate than Trump and put that into the media. And they will gain some traction, but not nearly enough. What if we get just a random dark horse? I'd love that. Don't take a political scientist. Trump wins. This is all just a circus for us to laugh at in hopes it damages Trump. Wait, what? Oh, are you saying that that's what's happening? I mean, I think that I would say that that's correct. But if we're talking about is anybody else going to gain any traction, I think there will be one moderate, one semi-moderate that's in that group that the media will decide is their moderate Republican for the primaries.
is all about. And here we're just at the beginning of June. The candidates who are out working, talking to voters, Nikki Haley for one, she's been having more events here in Iowa, the former South Carolina governor, than virtually.
Yeah, I agree with you, Rye. I agree with you, Rye.
South Carolina.
The primaries, we're hoping that the primaries, what happens in the primaries, will hurt his overall appearance going into the general election. We want Trump to be unpalatable to the moderates. We want those kind of things, and I agree that that's exactly what will happen. I don't think that there'll be any significant movement from any of these candidates. Ron DeSantis is gonna be the one with the most significant to start, but I don't think that it will come even close.
Name comes up again and again, and he has a lot of money behind his candidacy. He's already running television ads here on the air in Iowa. So look, this is the season of where voters are shopping, if you will, looking at all these potential candidates. And yes, Trump is leading the race. He is the leading candidate.
Bro, this is fucking wild. What the hell is this?
But he's not the presumptive nominee.
Nuts.
It's far too soon to see that. One thing about Iowa, the history of it shows that frontrunners are often humbled here. Many people who come into Iowa, back in 2008, for example, Rudy Giuliani, he was seen as a frontrunner. Of course, he fizzled. The list of that is long. So the state is known for elevating.
I believe they also picked Pete Buttigieg over Biden.
We will see what happens this time.
That is a very interesting historical nugget. Jeff Zeleny, thank you.